Much has been made about the educational system for art in Lhasa, the uniqueness of the craft, the specialty of craft that is taught, the collective experience, and the general beauty of being an artist in Lhasa. What can Lhasa teach artists over the rest of the world?
Yeah, actually the cultural context in crafts and traditional art is very rich in Tibet and Lhasa. But there is a little problem in people brought up in Tibet, because they think the folk is some kind of subculture to the Western influence or Chinese influence, art as a higher thing. So that's a problem that I think that a lot of people kind of face.
So the reification of art means that as a working artist, you can't go down into the muck and into the river and do the kind of things you need without fear of spiritual reprisal from your fellow Tibetans. It's almost like a taboo.
Yep, there's kind of understanding that Tibetan culture has a lot of taboo on modern things, but actually it doesn't really, it doesn't have a lot of that strong taboo on doing things. Actually, Tibetan culture can be quite
open and full of exploration.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
And that's reflected in the kind of work you do, because as painters, you like to tell many different stories in one canvas and really fill up the canvas with as many images as possible. Do you think that makes it difficult for the viewer to understand the work?
Yep, sometimes, yeah.
Does that make you want to work more minimally?
Not necessarily, because I don't think your art doesn't really need to convey your full message, because sometimes if there's a missing link, there's the more exciting thing going around in the corner, I think.
Your personal experience in the Scorching Sun show, what specific pieces did you exhibit?
Actually, I exhibit a series of work based on my personal experience that I went through during 2008.
Is there a conflict between the activist practice of making art and the idea of acceptance? When you're painting a canvas, do you often sit back and look at it in a reflective sense before you decide how to continue?
Yeah, sometimes, but basically for me, painting is just kind of getting out your stuffed thing, like a constipated bowel, or mental garbages, or your fear, your loneliness, whatever it is, just to get out.
Krishnamurti, do you know him?
Yeah, Krishnamurti. Yeah.
Always said that we should sit quietly and contemplate. And in the West, of course, we have all these devices. People are looking at their cell phones. Contemplation seems to exist less and less in our world. And yet that makes things more and more unresolved. Will the Tibetan art teach the Western diaspora how to sit and think and contemplate again?
I don't know.
Could it?
Well, hopefully it could, because there will be a time when Tibetan artists really understand your own culture, because there had been a gap in people like my age, because we didn't really understand our culture truly.